Welcome to Review Every Ship by CitizenCon 2024. The point is to give an update on every ship since some haven't had a video made about them in years, and others, the information is simply too spread out to be helpful in making decisions. Remember, digital ships aren't imaginary, digital ships are imagine-necessary. Every month we do a giveaway to give back to this wonderful community. This month's giveaway prize is going to be either an Anvil Terrapin, or if we hit 6,500 human subscribers before CitizenCon, I will give away an Anvil Carrack. And we are close, folks, so this is the time to push. Make sure you share the channel and tell the org mates to come and check us out. To enter the contest, make sure you're subscribed to Billionaire Ninjas, leave a comment on at least one video, and like or dislike at least one video. Winners have 2 weeks to claim their prize. Members collectively have a 25% chance of winning just for being members, so if you're subscribed, consider hitting that join button. And if you're not subscribed, I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. For the full giveaway details, make sure you visit our Billionaire Ninjas Discord or our social media at Ninjas Leap. Today, we end our trip with the RSI manufacturer, and the next ship is the RSI Zeus, and its two variants. We have the Zeus ES, $150 standalone, $135 warbond, was $135 at concept. Cost in game is unknown. The CL, $150 standalone, $135 warbond, was $135 at concept, cost in game is unknown. The MR, $190 standalone, $170 warbond, was $170 at concept, cost in game is unknown. All the Zeus series is time limited for real world purchase. These ships are not available to rent. These ships are not available to purchase in game as of 3.23.1. Ready to ferry a whole new generation of travelers across the universe? The Zeus Mark II pays homage to the classic ship that launched humanity to the stars in 2140. With a focus on exploration, the Zeus Mark II ES features a robust radar package for making new discoveries along with enhanced weaponry and shielding. The Zeus Mark II CL features additional cargo space and a tractor beam for handling large volumes of freight. The Zeus Mark II MR features an EMP device and quantum dampener to neutralize hostile forces. The Zeus ES, the Zeus CL, and the Zeus MR.
Thunderbolt can be anything. Thunderbolt is just electricity. You can have it anytime you call. Power is everywhere. You just have to harness it. Now you point.
For measurements, the Zeus are all the same. Length 32 meters, beam 24 meters, height 13 meters. They are all size 3 medium ships. For crew, the Zeus series all have the same minimum crew, which is 1, and maximum crew of 3. For cargo, the ES carries 32 SCU, the CL 128, and the MR 16 SCU. The claim time for all these ships is about 50 minutes. The expedited claim time is about 14.5 minutes, and the fee for expediting the claim time is about 40,900 credits. A quick note. If this claim time seems like a lot, that's because claim times look like they will be increasing in the next patch, and that is the patch where this ship is currently available as of the recording of this video. For top SCM speed, the ES and CL is 200, which is below average. The MR is unknown, but expected to be closer to average and faster than the other variants due to its role. The navmax speed, the ES is 1050, which is below average. The CL is 1000 and is the third slowest ship in its class, and the MR I expect to be faster than both and be about average for its class. For maneuverability, the ES is below average, the CL is way below average, and I expect the MR to be better than both, but still slightly below average. For weapons, the ES and CL both come stock with 2 size 4 Omnisky laser cannons, 1 size 3 co-pilot controlled Panther laser repeater turret, and 8 size 2 electromagnetic missiles. The MR comes stock with 2 size 4 empty weapon hardpoints, 2 size 3 co-pilot controlled turrets, an EMP, a quantum dampener, and 8 size 2 missiles. The base and the CL have 24,120 hull HP, which is below average. The Q&A states the MR will have better armor but less shielding, so I'm guessing somewhere around 30,000, and maybe they drop it to 2 shields instead of 3, but currently it has 3. For shields, the ES comes stock with 4 Chamali civilian grade C bubble type shields with 24,000 total HP and recovering 1600 HP per second. The CL comes stock with 3 Aspis industrial grade C bubble type shields with 18,000 total HP and recovering 1200 HP per second. The MR should come stock with 3 full stop military grade C bubble type shields with the same as the CL in stats. For ship parts, the Zeus all have different size parts. The ES has 1 large radar, 1 medium computer, 2 medium power plants, 2 medium coolers, 4 medium shield generators, 2 medium fuel intakes, 1 large fuel tank, a medium quantum drive, a medium jump module, and 1 large quantum fuel tank. The CL and the MR both drop the radar down to medium size, both lose a shield, both drop their hydrogen fuel tanks to 2 mediums, and both drop their quantum fuel tank down to medium. Hydrogen capacity for all the ships is going to be above average for the CL and the MR, but the ES is going to be way above average, and it's most likely going to be top 5 in its class. The quantum ability for all these ships is interstellar, meaning you can travel anywhere in the system multiple times without refueling and will also have fuel to make it to your next destination in a neighboring star system. This is the highest standard for long distance travel. Some special features and amenities for these ships are, well, these will all have a kitchen and dining area, a shared bunk area with 3 beds and 3 lockers, 3 weapons racks in the hallways, and 3 suit lockers in the hallway. And then another weapon locker inside the bridge which has 4 slots, which one of them is for a rocket launcher or railgun. The CL also adds another weapon locker in the cargo bay, but loses some size to its kitchen. The MR, we don't know yet. The ES also has a radar scanner turret. The CL comes with a tractor beam. The MR comes with prisoner pods and a full armory. For my preferred loadout, my loadout is the same for the ES and the CL. These ships are not meant to really stay and fight, but if you must, you need weapons that can get a lot of shots in and do a ton of damage because these ships don't maneuver very well. So I would go all ballistic Gatlings on the size 4s and keep the turret stocked so you never run out of ammo when running away, because half the time you'll be able to fight, but the other half you'll be outgunned. I would upgrade every component to civilian grade A in the ES and industrial grade A in the CL. The MR, I'll have to wait until the ship releases for a loadout. A quick shout out to my members, my First Ninjas, Star Touch and Rob, my Hokage, Old Weeb, my Jonin Ninjas, Radium TX, Paline Tan, The Solid Exodus, Damon Danielson, Dark Wolf God, ETL and Spade, Sean Phillips, Rage 1, and my Chunin Ninjas, Raygun 972, Walk on Your Side, Scorpio King 3, Soul Galaxia, Meat Salad, Praetorian, J Solus, Waterfox Studios, San Chimera, and new Chunins, Rotten Treats, BMC, Bears Junkie. Of course, thank you to all my members who are listed at the end of the video. As always, membership is never required, but is always appreciated. You help make this YouTube dream even more possible, so thank all of you. A special thanks also to all of my gifted subscribers as well. Now it's time to rate these ships. A rating I rate from 1 to 10. My 1 is only by if you have a unique reason that is specific to you or because you like the looks of the ship. My 10 is if you have the money. These ships are almost guaranteed to be useful to you in the game. A 1 doesn't mean the ships are useless or ugly, and a 10 doesn't mean that the ships are perfect. Just remember, these are just our ratings. Please give us yours in the comments down below. And we will definitely read them after CitizenCon because right now we still have 7 ships left and only 2.5 days to do them. My rating for this ship is of course going to be handed out based on which variant we're looking at. The ES is an 8, the CL is an 8, and the MR is an 8. So not really. Let's start with what I like about these ships. Well, CIG has been trying to thread the needle with a lot of ships, and it doesn't always work. But for the Zeus, CIG has finally done it. The main reason I like all of these ships is they fill a hole where other ships just can't match up enough to completely beat them. And even when they beat the Zeus in one thing, the Zeus comes back with 4 other things that beat these ships in other ways. The Zeus is shaping up to be one of the best multi-crew ships in the game as far as price to performance. They all have tons of weapon storage, they all have good amenities, they have the right weapons, they are all extremely long range, and they all provide at least one thing that no other ship can provide at their price range. The ES provides the best multi-crew exploration experience under $300. Other ships either lose on range or lose on multi-crew features or lose on value. The CL provides the best multi-crew cargo experience under $200. Other ships either lose on range, capacity, multi-crew features, or value. The MR provides the best multi-crew bounty hunter experience, perhaps in the entire game. I mean, maybe the Polaris or Idris might be better, but that's not even remotely the same weight class, and those aren't purpose-built for bounty hunting. I only mention them for that one guy in the comments. You know who you are. And yeah, I know who you are too. Yeah, it's shaping up to even be better than the Cutlass Blue. Better turrets, better firepower in general, a nicer interior, more area to put FPS weapons in, along with more cargo capacity, even if only by a little amount. So then you might ask, if I like them so much, why am I not giving them 10s? Well, here we go. The issues with all these ships and how I would fix them. Well, they all have one problem that they lose a point for. Immediately that disqualifies them from a 10. They don't have med beds, nor do they fit an Ursa medevac. You add that, and I can forget everything else I'm about to say. But unfortunately, they can't fit them unless you shoot the wheels off and slide it inside the cargo bay, where they then just become med beds that take up other things that make it great, such as their cargo capacity, which is perfect for each one of these ships. Another thing wrong with them is that they have the trifecta of being a bad ship: below average toughness, below average speed, and below average maneuverability. The fact that I'm still giving them an 8 after that is a testament to how great these ships are outside of that. But the Zeus needs to pick a struggle, and maybe it will with balancing. But right now, it needs at least one of these things to improve. I would prefer speed or toughness, but we won't get that because they gave that to the Crusader Spirit series instead. So that leaves maneuverability. Let this thing move better than the rest of them, CIG. Give it some more pitch and yaw, and we're there. There is no reason these can't be above the C1 and below the Sulian in maneuverability. This is where they all lose that second point, with some minor gripes that I can get over, kind of, if these first two were okay. The ES isn't the best of the bunch, but it's my favorite. It's shaping up to be one of the best daily drivers in the game for a 3-person crew, but there is a lot of stiff competition in that area, which is why this variant should have 4 beds to differentiate a bit more than the others, which have massive standout stats, where this one just has range and radar to brag about, which isn't as exciting when there is no holotable or map room. The CL is my least favorite, but it's not bad. It's just not very exciting as a hauler because of how jam-packed the cargo bay is when you fill it with cargo, and how awkward it is to fill because of the different size boxes you have to use. Those are the things that I assume you'll get used to, I suppose. That brings me to the one that I think is the best of the bunch, which is the Zeus MR. This is the most unique of the bunch, and quite honestly, it's the coolest of the bunch. But the problem with this one is, yet again, no quantum snare. The Mantis being the only one with that is really a problem for other ships that are in this area, and this felt like the perfect opportunity for another one. But also, it's not yet out, so I'm not completely certain on some key numbers that could get it a higher score. What guns specifically will it have? Will it maintain its 3 crew? Because who controls that other turret? And lastly, do we need an armory when this thing has so much weapon storage already? Because it kind of seems like overkill, but it might end up being useful. I just won't know until it releases. The primary reason that this one doesn't get its last bump to at least a 9 is because of the increased price. CIG knew this would be the best of the 3 and priced it accordingly. So even though it's worth the price, if it was the same price as the others, it would be scored higher. That brings me to why these ships are all scoring an 8. These are all really good ships. I think people will be happy with them, but at least one of them should be able to fit an Ursa, and they need to pick a struggle during balancing to improve on my scores. However, these ships are really cheap for what you get, and are some of the most accessible ships in the game that prepare you for multi-crew gameplay. And not just that, they are all soloable as well. They are just shy of A tier, but I think that is by design. That is where they are supposed to be. If these ships had any more features, they might have to charge for those features and increase the price. So who are these ships for? Well, the Zeus is for the person who plays with 2 people and needs a ship that can get into a few different roles of multi-crew and is great for storing your gear. The CL is for the dedicated long-range cargo hauler that likes to bring a few friends along. The MR is for the professional bounty hunter, but also, I'll go as far as saying it will be the best all-around ship for bounty hunting, but we'll have to see it when it launches if I'm right. I imagine using the ES as a cheap multi-crew daily driver where my Polaris and 600i are just too big to bring along for the task at hand, mostly to go and check on my bases and outposts once they are set up without spending an arm and a leg on fuel. The CL I would use on planet-to-moon trading routes that I've set up between my bases and outposts. The MR would be for catching people who do anything, even remotely targeting my bases and outposts. It would be my chase down ship. not for speed, but for range, waiting until my target runs out of fuel, which they certainly will before me, unless I'm chasing something a bit larger, but then I would just bring a larger ship. I know you're here for our rating, but if you really want a ship, go buy it. We won't stop you, or even better, all ships can be earned in-game once the game is released, and some you can purchase in-game right now. These are just our ratings, but when you spend, it's your money. My opinion, these are all going to be fairly cheap in-game. That being said, they do what they do very well in each category. I can't say I'm not tempted to buy these, but to be honest, the ES and CL are earning game for me. The MR is the only one worth the purchase price, but that's with a pretty big caveat. Only if you can CCU it down to close to the price of a Cutlass Black. Then, and only then, is this one for the fleet. Alright, that is it for this one. Shout out to the members. Thanks for spending your time with us. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.